Just saying.
No, it's BenD. We are live, by the way.
Oh, okay. You said Ben.
Intimate ZVX with Stoic, episode 10, game 4.
I guess this is like cheese week.
This is cheese week. Well,
Well,
this
not
isn't really
much.
cheese. This is like a viable strategy that people use. Well, I guess you
No,
can
this
still
is
call it
cheese.
cheese. A Protoss on one base is
Is cheese.
motherfucking cheese.
Yes, it is. Anyone on one base is cheese. Especially Zerg.
But especially Zerg versus Zerg when they're both one base.
Yeah.
That is the
Then it's just
stinkiest
cheese
of
meets
cheese.
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 I do like cheese, by the way. Blue cheese. Blue
Okay,
cheese.
so David,
Yeah.
ZvP, Metalopolis, Close by Air, one base immortal push.
This is probably the most annoying position in order to face this
This is the
against
most
because
annoying
it's
build.
because the war prism is so close to your base and obviously the rush distance. I'm pretty sure this is the closest rush distance in the ladder pool right now. So if you can stop it like this, you can stop it anywhere. And there's a lot of ways to stop it, but we'll just do one today.
I
This is
would
the one I hate the most because it's boring. But
I would rather have Zergs be able to build a Baneling nest without a spawning pool and could morph drones into Banelings. That would be less cheesy than this shit. I
how
can't.
fun would ZvZ be?
That'd be pretty crazy.
You wouldn't even have to go Zerglings.
You would even
Everybody
have
would
to
just build
really.
100 drones and then go to Mutas. Oh
Okay,
god, that would break the game.
are we ready?
Yep, 41.
Going into the game. Nice fade. Nice little slow fade there. 3.
Jeez.
Patented 41 seconds. Are you there? 3,
Yeah.
2, 1, play. This is David versus BenD, whose name he thinks is
BenD.
I think it's BenD. His name's
BenD.
probably Ben Dawson, or, Ben
Or,
Dolomite.
or maybe he's just using the word bend.
No, that's weird. BenD.
Why is that weird? Bendy is weird.
Nah, he didn't want to put his full last name.
Because then people would stalk him.
Or his full first name, for that matter, because it's probably
He has
Benjamin.
one of those last names that only one person in the world has, which doesn't make sense because that would mean he changed it from his. Anyways, enough of that. So I'm going to be 14 pooling here, assuming that he's going to cannon expand, unless, of course, I scout otherwise.
Oh, you
which-
scouted a goddamn Nexus.
So I'm going to have to scout if his pylon is up there or not. If I see his pylon, then I'm going to be opening a gas build, and I see the pylon, so I'm going to be opening 14-14 at this point. Actually, this is a 14-13. I like this better because I can stop at 19 food and get my hatch down faster. Instead of going to 21 and getting my hatch at 21, I get it at 19 supply.
What? 14-13?
Yeah. Well, my hatch will go down earlier because I'm able to get rid of his probe faster because my Zerglings will be out faster. That's all.
But you scouted his pylon up top. Is that why you did that?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're just going to be macroing to 15, build an Overlord, then 4 Zerglings, and a Queen, and then I'm going to be placing my hatch down at 19. So a pretty quick hatch. And of course, once I hit 100 gas, I'm going to be pulling out. Oh wow, I keep doing that.
Yeah, you pulled a lot of drones there.
Yeah, that's what
Oh,
happens when you
well.
play much. Okay, so my Zergling is going to come out now. See that everything looks normal, as is. Just cyber core, normal timing. I'm going to go check his gas timings now. So these 4 lings are going to get rid of that probe, and I'm going to be able to place my hatch down nice and quick. So pulling off here for 100 gas, get my speed, and that's all I need for it. And once these Zerglings move out, I'm going to bring my drone down.
You got your speed. You got your speed.
Yep.
Okay,
And the hatch
so
is put down now.
19 hatch.
Yep.
And we're back to droning.
So at this point, I'm going to use these 4 lings for using them as map control, trying to see the timing of his nexus, his second nexus, which will basically tell me everything. And second to that would be sentry count, which will tell me where he's investing his gas into, because I know that he took 2 gases.
I like to hold position on that ramp there with 1 ling. Because
Wow.
then sometimes he comes down to kill it. You can see the thing coming out. Sometimes he comes down to try to kill it, and you can get a nice run by. Sometimes you surround the Zealot, even.
I like doing this because sometimes he panics and moves to Zealot, and I just run in.
Oh, a Stalker. Okay. So you scouted
Yep.
the Stalker.
Oh, you're ahead of me? Time?
Well, let's go to 5 minutes then. I'm at 5 minutes. How'd I get that far ahead of you?
Go to 505.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
Okay.
7. Okay.
Alright, so at this point, I'm already a little bit nervous because he didn't invest in a sentry second instead of he's put into a stalker, so he has more gas than he should have. Which is basically for him to afford this robo, but I don't know that yet. So I'm going to assume at this point it's Void Rays or DTs. So I'm going to be placing down my evolution very early, at 5 minutes and 35 seconds. That's very early for an Evo chamber. And I'm going to be putting them back on gas. And the reason I do this is because if I'm wrong, I can use the gas in order to pump out the upgrade in my Evo chamber so that me making the Evo chamber isn't completely useless. Because if you build the Evo chamber earlier and nothing comes, you just lose a drone and 75 minerals for no reason. But if you have 100 gas, then I am doing that now, I believe. And the reason I'm doing that is because there's no nexus and it's 6 minutes, which is very, 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 very strange.
And there's no pylon to indicate that he's coming down either. I'd be terrified right now.
So this is really good for me that I saw those two sentries, because at least I know that it's probably going to be DTs or the immortal push, which is why I can safely put one spine and one spore here. If I didn't see sentries there, then it could pretty much be anything, because he could be hiding anything.
You didn't click on it, but it was a gateway. I guess you can tell by the size of it, but it could have been Stargates.
No, it can't, because he had the two sentries there and he's not even expanding. So if it's a Stargate, it's going to be an all-in.
Okay.
Which Stargate all-ins on one base really, really doesn't work. So at this point, I'm just going to be droning up a little by little and building spine crawlers whenever I reach too many drones. So I think every about 3 or 4 drones you want to build a spine. That's about how you want to counter this. And now this tells me everything. I see all those sentries. I know it can't be Void Rays. I know for sure this has to be a ground-based all-in push on one base. And about 99% it's going to be Immortals, and he shows me an Immortal here. So this is really easy to stop. As you can see, do not send your roaches. Everybody always does that, and you have no idea how bad that is. For him to do this drop and you send 3 roaches, I mean, if he softens your roaches up doing this, then his push becomes exponentially stronger. Wow. So do not send roaches, ever. Send queens and zerglings. Never, ever, ever, ever send roaches at an immortal in a dropship.
You're putting all kinds of spine crawlers at your front. See, I'm always worried about him coming in and warping in.
And the reason I'm doing that, like click on I for a second, it's because I'm trying to guess the amount of drones that I need. Because you can see how my econ is higher than his. Now imagine if I didn't build these spine crawlers. I would be over 30 drones. That's way, way unnecessary. So for every 2 drones or 3 or 4 that I build, I drop a spine. So I basically just have to position myself here as best as I can. I have a weird creep spread because I put it in the wrong spot, so I can't put the spines where I want to, but it's not going to matter. This push is really weak. So
this push is fucking strong, man.
Alright, so here goes.
Did you get a melee upgrade or a ranged attack or anything?
No, no time. So basically what I want to do here is get him out of position so I can pick off important units. So I just have to kind of wait, be nice and patient, dodge force field when you can.
Is there time to drop more spines here, or are you just trying to dodge or get more units?
At this point, like, he can't win at this point, so you don't really need to drop more spines. Like, I have 22 lings on the way, it's going to be game over. But so here, he's running out of force field, so I'm going to snipe this Immortal. Just try to snipe as much as you possibly can.
Wow.
So that's 1 Immortal down. And now too much buffer. I'm going to try to snipe the 2nd Immortal. I have a transfuse on the queen. That's going to be pretty good. I get to save 1 roach.
Just transfuse it. There's a roach there that's almost dead. What? He says.
Oh, there we go. Okay. Well,
how does
great.
Lober always make this work?
I don't know. Plays really bad players.
Who's Lober?
Some GM Tuss.
Alright,
anyway, so key things to remember: if they do drops, do not let him soften your roaches. Do not let him kill queens. Just send a few lings at him. He actually can't counter that. As you can see, he even dropped it with a stalker. Stalkers are terrible against lings, and immortals are even worse against lings. And lings are basically free when you're on 2 bases and he's on 1. So you can't afford to lose 2 or 3 of those, especially if he accidentally doesn't lift and lets you hit his actual life past the shields. It's also good. And keep your drone count in perspective of what you need. So this game I did it quite perfectly. I have 28 to 25 here with a ton of spines. Not building those spines means I would have overdroned for no reason. But you want to keep your economy up. The last thing you want, obviously, is for him to do this push and you're at 19 drones because you built spines and didn't build drones. And then the push doesn't really work, but it doesn't really kill him either. And then he expands, and you actually have to go into a macro game because you don't have enough drones to have a super high lead. So making sure your drone count is slightly above his. I think ideally, I want about 30 drones. If he's gonna have 25, that would be a very nice number. If
That's
I could have
just
five
over one
spines.
base saturation, so it's
Yeah,
gonna you're gonna be ahead of him.
yeah, that would be quite nice, especially because I want one gas running too. So, and that's about it.
And you're just mining off one gas for a few roaches?
Yep, just a
Because
few
obviously you
roaches.
want a lot of lings, but he's got a few sentries out, so you can't have just
Lings are
lings.
the key. Roaches can be microed because you have to have creep spread. So roach retention is very important, but you don't have to really rebuild them unless you mess up. Lings are the things that are going to die that you can't really control because once you decide to engage, if he force fields you off, you have to engage. They have to be there and they have to hit something. So those are the units you want to rebuild. Other than that, roaches are pretty much just like the mobile spine crawlers. They have range, so try to get them hitting zealots at maximum range so they don't get force fielded off. And if they do, make sure you have a good position, you snipe something important. If he traps four roaches in next to an immortal, then don't let those roaches die killing a stalker. Let them die killing the immortal or something. That's about it.
Sweet. All right. Stoic out.